apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate yasmāt tasmād aśūnyo hi dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate.
Apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate yasmāt tasmād aśūnyo dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. MMK chapter 24 verse 19. An independently arisen dharma is not found at all. On which grounds, therefore, a non-empty dharma also is not found at all. So in the first line, dharmaḥ, nominative, singular masculine, a dharma. And a dharma could be translated, following Carlo Rovelli, as a happening. In French they say événement, an event, a happening. So Carlo Rovelli draws a distinction between, at the minute level at which he's investigated things, he says there are no things like stones. There are no things like stones. What there are happenings like kisses. And when I first heard that, I thought, bingo, that is exactly the distinction between dharma, dharmaḥ, a dharma, and sanskara, a samskara, a confection, a convenient fiction, a fabrication, a concoction. So the Buddha made that distinction between all dharmas are empty. All dharmas are not self, anatta, anatman. But all samskaras are full of suffering and impermanent. So this verse is about dharmas, happenings. So dharmaḥ kaś-cin, kaś-cin or kaś-cid means any. With na kaś-cid means none or not at all. Na vidyate, not found. So dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate, a dharma is not found at all. But dharma is qualified by apratītya samutpanno. And samutpanno is the past participle of the verb samutpad, as in pratītya samutpada, dependent arising. So samutpanno means arisen, and pratītya samutpanno would be dependently arisen. So apratītya samutpanno means not dependently arisen. So apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. An independently arisen dharma is not found at all. So what that means is the kind of happening that Carlo Rovelli is investigating is not a thing unto itself. So scientists who discuss things in terms of particles, in particle physics, they're missing this point. A particle, even if you get down to the minutest thing, a quark, a muon, whatever, scientists still discuss those things as if they're the ultimate thing you can break separate things down into. So they're missing one of Carlo Rovelli's happenings is not a thing unto itself. A happening is never a thing unto itself. It's a function of everything. A happening, it's like when we talk about happening, like a party was a happening. It's not an independent, separated thing. It's part of what was going on in the culture at that time. Like in 1966, we had a fantastic party. We won the World Cup. So a party that was going on that time, happening, was not a separate, non-empty thing. It was a function of everything that was going on. So, for example, Kosho Uchiyama sensei who comes from a same lineage as me, somebody quoted his commentary to me on Sansui-gyo, the Sutra of Mountains and Water in Shobo Genzo, and he fell into a trap which I've seen, for example, Jan Westerhouse, is it? Forgot his name. Another commentator on Nagarjuna. In trying to explain emptiness, they can't help falling into the trap in the end of saying, yeah, it's the thing which they're trying to explain as dependently arisen. They'll say it depends. In a final analysis, it's atoms. You know, the same with the translation of MMK by Katsuran Sideris. They're trying to explain a flame. In the end, they say it's not an independently existing flame, but it's actually a collection of gas molecules. But they're turning the flame into a collection of non-empty things when they talk like that. A gas molecule also is totally empty of itself. So that's what this line is exactly saying. Apratītya samutpanno dharma kaś-cin vidyate. An independently arisen dharma is not found at all. That means the event which people see as an oxygen molecule or an oxygen atom, if it's a dharma, it's not independently arisen. It's a function of non-oxygen elements, in other words. So the difficulty of getting one's head around this is shown by the attempts of various commentators to try and explain it. In trying to explain what it means, they fall back on some small and non-empty thing. So it just goes against all our conditioned thinking that there is no independently arisen dharma out there. There's no thing. Because just like the Zen realist, that's how we're conditioned to think of. We think of the world as independently arisen things. Apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. An independently arisen dharma is not found at all. So the Sanskrit of this sentence is not difficult to understand whatsoever. It's a very simple assertion, but it's absolutely earth-shattering. That's why it's difficult for people to understand. Yasmāt tasmād aśūnyo dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. Yasmāt. So ya and ta means which and that. Yasmāt means on which grounds. Tasmād means on those grounds. So you could just translate simply as therefore. Yasmāt, tasmād, therefore. Or if you want to reflect the Sanskrit more accurately, as I do, I like to be able to read the English as a guide to help me remember exactly what the Sanskrit said. So I'm going to translate yasmāt, tasmād, on which grounds, therefore, aśūnyo dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. A non-empty dharma also is not found at all. So the second line just mirrors the first line. He's identifying aśūnyo dharmaḥ, a non-empty dharma, and apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ, an independently arisen dharma. So aśūnyo dharmaḥ, a non-empty dharma. Shunya is empty. Aśūnyo, non-empty. So it's the same thing. What's empty is dependently arisen. What's not empty, if there were such a thing, would be independently arisen. It would arise as a thing unto itself. Svabhavad, as in verse 16. Svabhavad, out of self-existence. So a dharma, there is no such dharma, but if a dharma were to arrive, svabhavad, from its own self-existence, it would be apratītya samutpanno, independently arisen. In other words, it would be aśūnyo, non-empty. But there is no such arising of non-empty dharmas. aśūnyo pi dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. Pi means also or emphatic. Aśūnyo pi dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. A non-empty dharma also is not found at all. Apratītya samutpanno dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. Yasmāt tasmād aśūnyo pi dharmaḥ kaś-cin vidyate. An independently arisen dharma is not found at all. On which grounds, therefore, a non-empty dharma also is not found at all.